What is going on, everyone? It's DC3 Johnson here with another Madden franchise video with the Arizona Cardinals. So, where we last left off, we took care of the preseason, so now we're heading into week 1, and since we did acquire this guy in the preseason, looks like we have a contract offer for him. So one of the things I like to do is sometimes they offer like a recommended list. Like for in this case, they offered him a 4-year contract. To get an extra year, I sometimes offer a little bit more, just so that way it comes out to be a better deal in the long run. Because then after that 4-year deal, he's gonna want a really big contract. So might as well take advantage of that and take a deal off. And since we are a new team with a new quarterback, I did decide to just go conservative and go 4 wins there. We'll see it. We'll see how we do. You know, I'm not expecting too much on our first season, but we are keeping the same training prospects. We'll probably switch it up. Maybe add Daniels or Kirk later on. Just take a quick look at the depth chart here, seeing our weaknesses, and definitely, well, I think our weaknesses are for sure center, and then our right guard, particularly because our right guard's getting a really high contract. So I did end up adding him to the trade block. We'll see if we can get some trade offers over the next few weeks. For the most part, everything else looks fine. Let's just take a quick look at the scheme here, just to see if there's a better fit. 68% is it's not bad, but there potentially could be something a little better. Trying to see which one works out better for us between these two. But oh, okay, perfect. Look at this run and shoot, 77%. Yeah, I mean, it seems like one of my quarterbacks won't have a good fit, but it looks like the spread is a better option. But I'm just trying to compare here the lines. But two of my wide receivers wouldn't. Compared to 4 on this side, so I think we might have to take the L and go with the run and shoot offensive scheme. Defense looks pretty good, 88%, and this is the defensive chart. So I think the one thing we need to work on is maybe getting a left end and a linebacker. But since we are a new team, it's not really. It could be more of like we just need to let them grow in terms of getting higher overall and all that. So our XP right now, there's nothing we can do to level up. It's still pretty early. I think right now that we need to get to probably 1200, 1400 to get the first upgrade. And we take care of week 1, and we go to week 2 for training. Still the same 3 prospects here. It's going to be Murphy, Junior, Murray, and Isabella. So that takes care of that, and we do pick up the win, 24-21 against the Lions. And load out, not really much to do week 2, just waiting for those offers. So let's sim another week, see how we end up doing. Sometimes the game takes a little while to advance, but we do end up dropping that game 31-7. So I mean, not horrible. 31-1, whatever. At the end of the day, I think the Ravens are always a good team. And it looks like we lost our left tackle. So we can have him play, or we can put our 59 overall to take over. So I think for now what we're going to do is we're going to hit the start the backup option, because I definitely don't want to have someone play through injury, because then he could potentially get affected even more. And we're just probably going to have to acquire a left tackle via trade or free agency. And just taking care of these messages here. Let's take a look at contract extensions. So right now, just Fitzgerald and DJ, and that should be, we'll worry about those later. But I wanted to show you guys this right here. So sometimes it's happened to me before where we're having a tough time picking a draft class, and then we end up hitting the circle button, so then it pretty much goes to auto draft, or sorry, the auto generated rookies. So right now I'm gonna have to do this. I am taking a little L on this, just so that way you guys, for those of you guys who have never seen this before, that's why I like, is like they show you the green gems if you do a full scouting report, if it's gonna be a good or a bust basically. But in order to fix it, so you would hit L3, and then you would hit the import Madden file option, which I already have the draft class ready to go, and boom. So see, even though I had fully scouted the other guy, you know, it's still not done. You know, you're still able to make that change and get the right draft class, obviously with Joe Burrow and Chase Young, because those are going to be the rookies for this upcoming Madden 21 release. And so it looks like our boy Kyler Murray, 74 overall. So definitely, you know, it's gonna be a rough first season, guys. But I have a lot of hope that, you know, we'll develop this young talent and be a really good team possibly next season. That's why I wanted to get some wide receiver options this year, even though we are rebuilding, just so that way Kyler Murray has that extra help basically, and he can develop fully. Um, and so far it looks like our left tackle's a 56. So definitely we need to do this trade. So we took a look at the trade block, and looks like the Steelers have the best option, and we're gonna offer Keyshawn Johnson. Part of the reason is because, you know, we weren't really using him. Looks like to me 6 receivers is probably like ideal. I mean, if you're having a 7th, it's only because you have a really strong team, which is not our case. And trade block is always a better option in terms of like not paying a lot to get something, because at the end of the day we were trying to get a backup left tackle just to cover the injury gap. So we didn't really have to. I wouldn't want to have offered a bunch of picks or a bunch of good players. So, you know, hopefully Keyshawn can come up with a good career. And we do end up losing to the Panthers. And looks like our left tackle might be back. I got the return, but we just lost our linebacker for 5 weeks. So might have to do something there. Might have to do something. Maybe. But see, yeah. So we basically got the other guy for a 1 week rental. So it wouldn't have been worth to throw a bunch of picks or a bunch of good players at it. And I'm trying to take a look at our linebacker options. I like this guy, 72 overall. You know, at the end of the day, we have the money, so it's not really much of a worry. So we do need to cut 1 player. And what we'll end up doing is we'll end up sending that left tackle to a practice squad, just so that way, you know, we give him an opportunity to develop. Because, you know, you never know. And we'll just skip through this training. I think sooner or later, I think once we're halfway through, we'll probably switch up the players, because definitely Christian Kirk right now, he's been doing well, and he's been developing pretty much on his own without really much help from me. So we'll probably have to move one of the guys around as we sim through week 4 against Russell Wilson, and we do pick up the loss again, but somehow we got player of the week for defense, so might have been a tight game. And I'm just trying to take a look at the stats here, guys, and it looks like we'll leave the video here, and we'll get back. Definitely have to do some adjustments in the next 4 weeks. And one of the things I do end up doing is we do end up changing the scheme to West Coast spread. Hopefully that could stop the bleeding, and maybe we can get a good start to the rest of the season. So take care, guys. We'll see you soon.